Okay, welcome to Flex Force Team Call Monday nights, every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys so much that are on live, making it a priority to crush your business, move it forward, and implement the trainings and things you will be hearing tonight and every Monday night. We have some fun outside of our team guest speakers lined up for the next upcoming weeks, so you guys get pretty excited. That's definitely something that's hard for me to do, is ask people to do that, but you guys like here. I mean, like most of the stuff that happens within our team. So I only have a couple of announcements. Make sure you are doing the inviting challenge. And if you don't know what that is, then check out the last team call, and you can start anytime and just crush it. It's going to make a huge difference in your business. Also, make sure that you've checked out the new training academy. That is absolutely amazing. There is no question or like gray area on the things you should be doing to move your business forward, and it teaches you how to do it, what to do, how to do it. The rest is up to you to just actually do it. But it's great. It's the best thing, the best training I've seen ever in my 3.5 years as a coach. And the fact that it came from corporate is even better. So the business activity tracker is amazing. And if you come to me and ask me a question about something with coaching, which you can do at any time, but my first question is going to be, have you checked out that training academy? So go ahead and just check that out. And way to go, everybody that was at a Super Saturday this past weekend. There were a lot of really fun announcements. I'm not going to take the time of this call to go over the announcements. You can check the back office for all of the announcements. Something else came into my brain, but I didn't have it written down, so I forgot. But I am every Tuesday or Wednesday, just depending on my week, I will be updating the banner in Team Flex Force or Flex Force Fam based on what my back office shows. I know some of it lags, but I can't like do anything about that. With Success Club points, top recruiter, top personal volume earner, I'll be adding a coach of the week in there. So you want to get highlighted in there and you want your name where you want it to be, check that out to see what categories there are and all of that good stuff. Oh, I remembered what I was going to say. I love when that happens. Post-team call, those of you that want to, I will be exiting out of this so that like the recording will upload to my computer, and then I'll hop right back on. For some of you guys are really fired up post-team calls. I know I am. I can't sleep or anything. Like I'm in work mode. So it was a request that we just like have a live, it won't be a live power hour, but we'll just stay live working for those of you that want to. It's not, you don't feel obligated, but if that's something that you'd like to do, I'm just going to start doing that on Mondays, as long as I don't have, like next Monday, I have to do a team call after ours. So I couldn't be the one to host it, but anyways. Okay. I'm super pumped about this call tonight, you guys, and I know all of you guys are too. I can tell by the number of you guys here today. We get to have my girl Danielle in the hot seat, and she's like, I'm just gonna tell him you said this. She's like, I'm just not prepared. I'm like, good. She's like, she's no idea like the questions I'm gonna ask, and she's just gonna be super honest. And she's absolutely crushing this business. If you saw my post in the event, once she hit diamond, she's never dropped rank. She always hit Success Club. Last month, she was really affected by the hurricane, and she still hit Success Club. She always makes sure to move her business forward, and she's one of the most coachable people I've ever come across in this business. And I love when I like tell her, like, I know she can do something. She's like, okay, tell me how to do it, and I'll do it. Like, she's so action oriented that's what something that just makes her a great coach. Plus, she's super busy. She works full time, and she's a mom. And I joked in there that she told me no for like a really long time, like months. But I'm so glad that she said yes and joined this team, because I love her to pieces, like I know all of you guys do. So without further ado, like I don't know what else to say with that. I'm going to just, Danielle, start asking you questions, and I'm going to unmute you so you're ready to go, and then just answer them What are, just answer them. The end. Okay. You ready?
Okay.
You're like so nervous. Don't be nervous.
No. Oh, this time I gotta go. No, sorry. That's alcohol.
Oh, sorry.
I asked my husband to bring me a LaCroix, and he brought me like a truly sparkling.
Then we'll go really honest answer.
Yeah, right.
That is so funny. Okay, first question. Where are you finding your people to hit such consistent Success Club numbers from? Warm market, cold market, both?
So now I'm in my cold market. Warm market was probably like my first, second month. But everything I do now is on Instagram. Thanks, Bob. I don't do much on Facebook only because with my full-time job, I just have to be careful, and I have a lot more clients on there and whatnot. So it's just stickier. Whereas on Instagram, no one really knows me, and I can post as much. And so everything I do really comes from Instagram, cold market. Now, once in a while, I have a warm market, person ask me, but at this point, I don't know any of these people.
Remember when you asked me, you were like, will I ever get sales from Instagram? Do you remember asking me
that?
Yeah,
I remember crying to Kathy one night and being like, I'm never going to get a cold person on Insta. I was like, it works for Rachel and it's not going to work for us. And I remember the first person I signed up like through a cold, and she did a refund.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because I loved this girl. Like I was following her for a while. I was like emotionally involved in her life. She signed up and then got her package and never even opened it, and it did a refund. And I was like mortified. My heart broke because I genuinely I want this girl on my team. So I didn't think that was going to happen for a long time. I'll be honest. I didn't. And now that just seems silly to even say, because that's where it all comes from.
Where do you think, or what do you think changed with that? What do you think made the difference?
It's just the mindset. It's the mindset of knowing that, no offense, but there's thousands and thousands of health coaches. And at the end of the day, there's still millions and millions of people out there on Instagram. So, I mean, we found Rachel, but I asked 10 people in a market, they don't know who Rachel Baldwin is. Right. So there's millions of people for us to have an opportunity to connect with that still need our help. So just that mindset shift.
I think that's so that's such an important thing to remember. There are Beachbody groupies out there that follow 75 coaches, but they're the minority. Beachbody really isn't even in a place to be a household known thing. Shaun T, Tony Horton might be household names, but not really. Unless you know that, have been introduced to Beachbody in some way, it's not a household name thing yet, which is why we still have an untapped market. I totally agree with you.
Yeah, I just had the annoying people that I knew on my Facebook through Beachbody. I never knew a single person that wasn't someone I knew, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So most people don't.
What is the most common objection you come across, and how do you handle it?
I would say the price, obviously. So I don't have that. I'm not in the position to spend money on that. And then I don't have the time. Most of the girls now are moms, just because I've had Mia now. I'm in more of a phase where I'm talking to other moms who are kind of in the same stage. So I don't have time and I don't have money. As far as I don't have money, I walk a fine line with this too, because I'm a financial advisor. So I never want anyone wasting money on something, but you're only wasting money when you don't value it. So you have to pinpoint what they value. If someone says, how much is it? And typically that's one of the first questions I always get. I invite them, oh yeah, how much is it? I never get into the specifics on that. Because until I know what you value and what you need in your life, I can't give you a cost. So I never bat an eye on that. I don't talk about costs until we get down to the options. And I say every time in the beginning, someone says I can't afford anything right now. Awesome. We've got different options for you as far as price point. And then I move right on. Because I work with money all day long in my full-time job, that doesn't scare me, I guess, as much. And I also know that that's the easiest way to combat you trying to sell me something. If I say, I don't have money, and you say, oh, okay, bye. Well, then you left me alone. And that's what I wanted most times, because people don't want to be sold to. It's a natural reaction. So it's an easy thing to say, I don't have the money. Do most of people say I don't have the money in the beginning and then end up purchasing? Yeah, a lot of them do. So don't take it as they literally don't have the money. It just means they don't value what you're saying enough, or they have a defense up, and that's their easiest way to combat you trying to sell them something. And then as far as time, that to me is a joke. I'll just be honest with you. I just think that's a cop-out. We don't have time for things that, again, we don't value. I don't have time for a lot of things, but that just means I don't think those things are important. I don't watch like TV. Well, I don't know. I just finished the Scandal episodes, like binge watched it. But I don't normally watch TV because to me, I don't value watching TV. Some people, don't spend time on things that they don't like. So no one, if they truly want to make a change, cannot wake up in the morning 30 minutes earlier and do a workout. They just don't see enough of maybe a possibility or a chance, or they're scared, which that's normal. I was scared too when I started.
So you feel like you just try to like reassure them with where they're at, and like, what can you give them an example, like a concrete thing you say when someone says like, I can't afford it.
I can't afford it.
Or yeah, there's too
I
much
will always respect that. I will always say, and I will personally, because I do this as a full-time job, I fully I appreciate that. Setting aside dollars for things that I value is very important. I know as a mom, it can be very difficult to spend money on yourself. And a lot of times in marriage, it's not very easy to spend money on something like this. So I do recommend that you put aside a little bit each week or each month. And you look at other costs. Like, for example, I did a post today when I got my nails done. Do you get gel or do you get dip? You know what? It's pretty damn amazing how many people answered my poll today. They came out of the woodworks to tell me what kind of manicure they get. And half these people are the same people that told me they're broke. So, it's one of the, let's be honest. Most of us probably told Rachel we didn't want to spend the money either in the beginning, but we went and still did other things that were important to us. So I just kind of bring those things back up. I know I'll save you money in the meal planning department. I know I will save you money on your groceries. And if you're really eating well and on our nutrition plans, I think you're going to stop going out to eat a lot, because I think a lot of us go out to eat because we need a quick fix. I know as a mom, for me, if my husband was like, hey, let's go out tonight, I'm like, okay, because I have nothing planned. So I certainly think I'll save you money there too.
That's perfect. I hope you guys wrote that down. That is great.
Be confident in that though. Don't waver on that. What we're asking people to spend here, $160. Yes, I understand that's a lot of money, but you're talking about workouts for an entire year. I was paying like $150 a month to do 9-round, the boxing thing, before I got pregnant with Mia. People spend a shit ton of money on all of this stuff, and they probably spent money on 5 different programs before they got to us. Mm-hmm. So you just have to show them that this works and that it's a good value, because it is. And if you believe that, then that's going to portray in your conversations.
And I love how you said, you tell them you respect that, because then you're not burning the bridge. And a lot of times I'm willing to bet they come back around, and those that haven't yet, they totally will, because yep. I can attest to that for sure. And a lot of times people will be honest when they come back around. They're like, I just didn't want to spend the money.
It is. That's the easiest thing to say. If you say, Danielle, do you want to buy this, this beautiful glass? No, I don't have the money. And then what are you going to say? Most people would just say, okay. And if you do, then they're like, oh, I'm off the hook. But if you really figure out what their need is and you don't just let that be a quick no.
Agree. Usually 9 times out of 10, people are not saying, no, they can't afford it. They're saying what Danielle said, no, it's not a priority to me. Because when I was at rock bottom with my energy, I would, and I still stand by this, I would pay double what Shakeology costs because of how much it's changed my quality of life. And I stand by that. I don't think $160 is a lot of money to most people. It's just where their priorities are, for sure. That one. How are you attracting or finding the girls who want to work the business?
So honestly, I have very, very few working coaches. I have my husband obviously on my one side. I didn't have anyone else to put on the other. So I just have a couple working coaches. Everyone now pretty much that I sign up is a discount coach, but I haven't had people who want to work the business. I'm going to keep working the business until I have the people who, really do want to work. Just within the last couple of months, I would say, is when I started actually working with some girls who are ready to crush the business.
And they are. And how do you think you found them?
Yeah, they are.
How do you think you found them?
Oh, how do I think I found them? I'm just very honest about what the opportunity is. And in the beginning, and I know I talked to you about this a ton, in the beginning, that was the biggest thing I shied away from. I didn't, and that's still probably my biggest fear is leading a team. And if I'm not in amazing shape and I'm not making 6 figures, how can I ask someone to join my team? Why would they want to do that? And so to me, that was in the back of my head, and that was my worry, well, they should join Rachel's team or they should join someone else's team. I'm not making 6 figures. Why would they want, to do this with me? But you have to have the confidence to know that I offer something different than Rachel does. All of you offer something different than myself and Rachel. And once you find girls that are attracted to you and girls that you totally connect with, they don't need to make 6 figures. Some girls just want to be able to get their nails done and not have to ask their husband for money. So, meet people where they're at in your network who are like you.
I love that. And it is a mindset thing too. I get it. Everyone will go through this. And this came up at when I was speaking this past weekend. So I have in my profile, I help busy moms make money. And someone said, I don't want to put that because I haven't helped a lot of people make money. And it came up well, have you helped somebody make $20? Mm-hmm. And almost everybody raised their hand. And then they're like, is that money? And if you haven't recruited a working coach yet, have you made a commission? Do you know how to do it? Can you teach it? Do you have access to training? Yeah. So use that. And it's just a mindset thing. Somebody has to be the first one. We don't just it doesn't just explode randomly and everyone just knows it. There always is going to be that first person, and it's just a mindset thing. And I think everybody struggles with that, you guys, and you just need to create an affirmation around it. I know the skill. I know how to make money in this business. It is taught in the back office. It's taught in the trainings. And I can show other girls how to access these tools to be successful. It doesn't even have to be you teaching it. I don't get on and show everyone the 12 ways we can make money, but it's available. So I want a lot of people to have written that affirmation down, and put that up somewhere if you're nervous about growing a team because of that. I know the ways that we can make income, and if you don't check the FAQs, and then you will know. And I can show other girls these tools for them to make money also.
That's my biggest regret, that I didn't talk about that earlier. I was so afraid to talk about that earlier. I didn't know how at all to do a call to action to coaching. And you guys, with stories, we should be doing a call of action to coaching every freaking other day. Mm-hmm. Every other day. It should be so damn natural on there that people know after, they see you complain about something in life, they see your workout, they see, something, that you are going to ask about joining your team. Because if I owned a restaurant, right? I owned a restaurant here locally, and I, specialized in my pumpkin pancakes, and they were the best pumpkin pancakes, and I knew everybody loved them. Why the hell would I not be telling everybody about them? I would. I'd be telling everybody about them. I'd be asking the best people that I know to come work for me. I would want my restaurant filled with all of the people who I like. And so I don't know why we're so shy about talking. I mean, this is an opportunity. It's an amazing opportunity. But I was really scared in the beginning to talk about that.
So learn and I was too. I waited to like hardcore recruit until I was almost 2-star. Like everybody else had just been like kind of luck. And that is my biggest regret as a coach, same as Danielle, is like, so learn from our mistakes. And if you're nervous about it, reach out to one of us and so we can help you work through it. Because everybody benefits from everybody on this team. Oh, that's what, like literally. I don't know if everybody knows that, like literally. Okay. How do you move from a getting to know you type conversation to the coaching or opportunity or your virtual gym?
That's probably a fault of mine. I probably do not dig deep enough with people sometimes as I should. I'm probably more straight to the point. I ask about where you're from. I ask about how your kids are, but I am not going to talk to you about your grandma and what you did in 5th grade. Like I don't have the time to do that. So I do move in a lot quicker. I want people to know that this is what I do. I care about this. It's an opportunity. I want to help you. So I kind of figure that out really quickly. I don't shy away from that.
I do too. Jesse wants to know how you're so cute. How do you handle the I'm so busy, I can't add anything else to my plate?
I mean, it is. It's a defense mechanism. It's an easy thing to just say. It's a natural. We say it before we even think of it. I told you this 1,000 times. I didn't want to start working out because I had so much on my plate. But that was just hey, leave me alone. I'll let you know when I'm ready. So I just think we have to keep the follow-up. That's where it is. It's in the follow-up. Everyone is super busy. Everyone has a different degree of busy. And you just have to show. If you're hearing a lot of that, then every single one of your stories each day better show and talk about how darn busy you are, but you're showing up for yourself. You're still working out. You're still taking care of your kids. You're still crushing your goals because it's important to you. So if that's what you're hearing, that objection, then you better talk about that all week long.
I love that, bringing all of your objections to your stories. And people will totally, like your people will respond to that positively, or they will take it and let it sink in, and it will really stick with them, like for real. Like I've done that with, like, I've gone on a straight up rant about like people saying they don't like shakes and stuff, and people will like come out of the woodwork saying that's what made the difference. So don't be afraid to get real and honest on your stories, because no one is forcing them to click your little profile picture to watch your story. So they already like you, and if they don't follow you, then they were never going to buy from you anyway. So I don't ever think there's a worst case scenario. It was great. Can you talk about like your schedule for the day? How much time do you spend on coaching? That sort of thing.
Okay. My days are never the same. So that's tricky. I wish I had an easy answer for that. Some days I'm at the office way earlier than others, but I utilize and I'm super efficient when I work. So I do a lot of 15-minute on my phone. Well, honestly, before I was pumping. So that's when I started coaching, really, was every time I had a pump. So I pumped 3 times a day, and that was like 15 minutes. And that was really where I started this business. So I do like 15-minute increments. The first thing I do, I always do my new follow message. Because if I do that in the morning, then usually they'll have time to respond before night. I never do my follow-ups in the morning or during the day. I always do those at night too, because that's something that just takes a lot longer for me. I'm slower with that. And I don't want the objections of that to mentally distort my day job, if that makes sense. I get too in my head and I get anxiety. So I always do those follow-ups at night. I do my like challenge, like what I'm going to post about. Why can't I speak? My like posts, like my pictures and stuff. Gina Kish mentioned before, like taking a bunch of pictures and then just going and like editing them all at one time. And so that I have like an album of pictures ready to go. And then I use like that Planoly app and put those in there, because in the beginning I was spending a lot of time on what to post, and that's stupid to spend a lot of time on that. But it was like an obstacle for me to figure out. And so now that's super easy. I just, as I think of things, I put that in the note section on my phone. My challenge group, I run that with Kathy. So I do share in that. I schedule a lot of things in there too. So I try to schedule whatever I can. But I really work in pockets. So I work 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there. And then I usually try to do an hour at night. But that's probably only a few days a week.
Do you ever like get to a point and you're like, I didn't get to that, so it'll just wait for tomorrow? And if so, like, what is that task for you?
I don't ever, and when I should say this last week, because I've been gone, take that out of the picture. So a normal week, I don't ever not do my new follows. And I do probably more than 25 of those a day, because that to me is like kind of addicting. That may sound weird, but once I like start, I'm like, boom, 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 copy, paste, because really you just want to hear someone from them say hi back.
Yeah.
So those I always get done. There's no excuse for that. My follow-ups, I maybe, if I miss something, it's those. But now with Streak, that kind of has helped me being able to not do it every day, if that makes sense, because then I'm having more, I don't know, it just is like easier for me this way. I don't know if that was a good answer. I don't really know.
Morgan asked, when do you work on a lunch break or away from a desk at home? Do you track those conversations afterwards, at night? How do you do that when you're on your phone?
Yeah, so that's a difficult thing for me. Before I had the other program we were using, I don't remember what it was, and I was not tracking jack diddly squat, because I do it during the day and I can't track anything. I can't have a like non-laptop at my work or anything like that. So that's why I do my follow-ups at night. I don't track my new follow messages, because unless you say something back to me, I would never waste my time putting all of those in. And screenshot, like if you're taking messages and it is one that I'm doing like on the go or I'm at work, then just screenshot that message. So when you get home that night, you can go in and, like put in their handle and like whatever the combo was.
That's awesome. And just like making a habit to check those screenshots.
Yes.
Awesome. Guys, what other questions do you have? Either throw them in the chat or just unmute yourself to ask Danielle. So many of you guys are like always telling me like you want to ask her these questions. Like, now is the time, for real.
I'm an open book. Rachel knows that. Like an open book.
Like maybe too open, but
maybe too open.
What other questions? Otherwise, we'll have to sit here in awkward silence, and nobody likes that.
I can ask a question.
Okay, go ahead.
So with Instagram, I did stim for a while, and I just, for whatever reason, couldn't get like the followers that I needed, that niche market. And so I stopped doing niche or stim, and I think I'm gonna like go back into like going into blogs and things that are of interest to me and like friending people there. How much time do you normally spend like adding people to, like just kind of going through and just adding? Is that would be in like the 15-minute increment, Danielle?
I don't do that really at all. I want to do more of that. When I watched one of the new coach training videos, that is something I want to dedicate more time to. I don't do that. I think I don't like.
You outsource it.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. So I had STEM before. I just jumped on the Jumper Media bandwagon like 2 weeks ago.
Sorry, what's it called?
Is that right? Jumper Media?
Yep.
Jumper Media?
Okay.
And it's basically Lauren, it's the same thing as STEM. So it is that. So Danielle, you don't need to spend time doing that because you've outsourced it. They do all of that for you. They do the following and unfollowing. Jumper Media does. It's the same thing as STEM. They just find the accounts for you. So it's a little bit more than STEM because they do the legwork for you, like looking up the people. I also agree with Gina. If you're not getting the people on STEM, you're going to just want to revisit your hashtags and users. And what I tell people to do is like Google your interests with like bloggers on Instagram. So I was talking to Allie last week and she loves Disney. So I was like, look up Disney bloggers and pull from there. Like, cause it's an interest and you're not going to pull a lot of coaches on purpose. So to answer everybody's one, Jumper Media, Danielle and Kathy, and I know Cynthia uses it too. I think it's like it breaks, you have to pay for a couple months up front. I think it's about $100 a month, a little bit more, right?
Yeah, I paid like $380 for 3 months.
Yeah.
You do get like really good referrals. Like Kathy referred me, so she gets like 150 off, I think. I'm too new on it. I'll give you honest. I'm too new to tell you to go do that tomorrow. I don't think there's anything wrong with STEM. If you are still new in the business, I don't think there's anything wrong with STEM. If you're not finding your people on STEM, I just think that you've got to fix something that you've got in there. I don't think there's anything actually wrong with STEM.
And I was going into the process of, because I kept staying at like 1645 and 1650 and 1670. So I tried to do unfollowing too. And now I have like 6,000 or 4,000 people, and it takes so long to unfollow all those people. So it became like I was doing 50 at a time because that's all it would allow. And then I ended up unfollowing people because even though they didn't follow me back, I was like, oh, they're new and maybe they just didn't follow me yet, and I just deleted them. So
are you not using the Cleaner app?
I was using the Cleaner app, but it only let me unfollow. Like if they weren't following me, I just clicked on that and then 50 at a time.
Yeah, you got to do the cloud one.
Sorry, what's it called?
Isn't it the cloud part, so that you can like mass unfollow basically everyone in there? I think it's like $1 or 99 cents or something like that to get it, but it's totally worth it.
It's called the cloud.
It's part of the app. It's an
message me later. I'll tell you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, for sure. That's a game changer. But I totally agree with Danielle. Like, Jumper is the same thing as STEM. It's just not having to do your own research for the users. It's literally the same thing. It's just up to you whether you want to take out the researching time. I did want to take that part out.
Right.
So, and Danielle did too. So I'm willing to pay more for that service. They do the unfollowing for me as well. So that they kill two birds, one stone. But it's literally the same that's the only thing you really can do on Instagram to get new followers is the follow unfollow method. And if you're not even wanting to invest in STEM, go to FlexForce Fan near the top of the page right now. It's a YouTube training from Jen Richardson. And I don't want everyone to message me after this call and ask for it. Just like go look for it. It's by Jen Richardson. And she teaches you how to do it manually. And she actually uses Jumper Media too, but it's the same thing. She knows how to do it manually. And if that's something you don't mind doing, then do it yourself. It's totally fine. But if you don't love doing it, there's nothing wrong with outsourcing things so that you can spend more time doing the things that you enjoy. I do feel like I'm having success with Jumper Media, Steph asked. And something I like that Jumper can do is when you get like I call it like a rogue follower, like someone that doesn't fit your categories, they can trace it back to the account that person came from and remove that account. Whereas like STEM can't do that. Does that make sense? So if I were to say, like, send them a screenshot and like, hey, weirdo follower, no, thank you. They could be like, yes, Jesse, like that. Then they could be like, okay, I will, like, I figured out what account it's from. I took it off. So,
My porn man.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
Okay, what other questions?
Go back up. Chelsea, what did she say? You have a one-on-one conversation with someone who finds out who you are wanting to attract? Oh, never mind. That's what you were saying.
Yes, yeah, that's how you talk with Jumper, yeah. Oh yeah, I was dying at Allie today. She was like, Korean dog dads. That's who I'm attracting. I was dying. Okay, what other questions do we have, guys? I think we have time for like one or two more questions.
I have a question, Danielle.
Yeah, go ahead, Robin.
So can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So I asked Rachel this last week, so I'm just going to get a different perspective on it. So when I sit down to like get my work done, I am like, oh, I got a message to return and I got an application for boot camp and I have to do some invites. And so I've been trying to block that. Like, so I guess my question is, when you sit down, are you working with like intention? Like, are you inviting for 15 minutes and then messaging, following up? Like, what does your structure look like when you do have time? Because I know you're just as busy as I am. So that's kind of where I get just like, time to work. And scattered. Yeah.
So when I sit down like in this office and I sit down at night, the only thing I'm really doing are doing my follow-ups. So cleaning out my inbox and my follow-ups. That's all I do within that like hour.
So what if you're doing your follow-ups, Danielle, and all of a sudden somebody messages you and is like,
no, I ain't got time for that. Nope. Yeah, I don't respond to anybody on the fly. I don't respond to my girls on my team. I don't respond to challengers. I can't do that. I get way too overwhelmed. I get anxiety like out of the yin-yang. So if I start to feel like pulled in different directions, I won't get anything done. So I have to like separate that and I turn it all off. It's fine. No one's going to die if they don't get my Instapot recipe by tomorrow. And if someone doesn't get added to the boot camp today, like they're going to probably wait 5 days before they even pick up a weight. So it's okay.
And oh my gosh, it's like I told you to say this, that I didn't, obviously. Somebody asked me a similar question at the event I was just at. They said, what if you get something in your inbox, someone you've been following up with, and you can see that they're ready to join and you're not working? I said, no way. They will, if they need to sign up in that 30 seconds, they will quit anyways.
Yep. And if you would have told me that in the beginning, I would have said, yeah, Rachel, easy for you to say, you're getting 50 something SC points. But now I fully do believe that. In the beginning, anyone who was like ready to go, I was like, oh, they were all the people that did a return. Mm-hmm. Anyone that like that I answered that quick with, and that was needed it in that time, that's who ended up needing a refund. So even if I can see, and this, I don't know if this is probably bad, but even if I can see like, okay, I'm ready to go. Like, let's say like in the Instagram, like you could read that before you open the message. I don't even open it right there unless I'm doing my work, because it's just not, I'm not on the fly. I'm not.
And the more you put stock in your business, the more other people will view your business as a business and want to join your business and respect your business and want to be your client because they see you as professional and legit. Let's do one more. Who has another question?
I have a ton of people that I send the coach sneak peek to, like the video, and then I don't hear shit. So a lot of people that I invite to coaching, and then let's say I don't hear anything back from them, or I message them and say, what did you think about my video, or da-da-da-da, and then I don't hear anything back from them, then I always do that follow-up 3, which is like inviting to the boot camp. So I do my donut text, and I do like FU3, and then I go from there. And I get a lot of responses, and sometimes I don't, but I just keep going.
Isn't writing like FU whatever like so therapeutic too?
Yeah, it's great until you're like writing, I'm a fat ass, so I write donut all the time apparently, and every time I write like video or donut when I'm texting somebody and it comes up, I like scream.
That's so funny. Okay, I lied. Do we have one more question? I'll let one more question.
Did you see my question in the chat?
I didn't. I didn't ask it. So go ahead.
Oh, okay. So I was just wondering, like, I have just like 2 coaches that are like wanting to work, and I was just wondering if you had any special like ways that you encourage like those coaches to hit Success Club or to like, I guess, set goals for themselves, or do you just kind of realize that if they aren't willing to do it, they don't really want it?
So 2 parts. So the beginning of that, I think it's very important to find out what their goals are, because all of us joined for a different reason. So some people, income is top priority. Some people are really interested in the community. So I think you have to find out why are they even interested in this first and foremost. And that's how you coach them. So if I have someone who is focused on the community, then I'm not going to talk about numbers, in their face my whole training. So the first part is find out why they joined and what's important to them. And then 2, and this is something Kathy and I talk about a lot, I take it personally when I've signed coaches up and they won't even get through the training. Okay. So like they've come to me, I'm interested in coaching, and then they don't even do the training. And in the beginning, I was taking that super personally and I was getting like invested in them. Same, Gina, like you would feel the same? Yeah. I would get super invested in that in the beginning when they wouldn't do it. And I would think like, how can you say you're interested and you can't even do my stupid training and yada, yada, yada. Now, if they're not going to do the damn training and they don't want to work, like there's so many women who want this opportunity. I'm not holding anyone's hand. Like it's not going to happen. If you come in my team and you tell me, Danielle, I want to make 6 figures from this. I want to make $1 million from this. I want to help 1,000 people. I will bust my ass and you will accomplish that goal. Like if you have a goal and you're on my team, like I will bust my ass to make sure you accomplish it. But if you come in here and you have no goals and you really don't want to do much, then I can't force you to want it. But if you want it, I will absolutely, like I'll do whatever I can and I will get you to your goal. But I'm not going to hold a hand if you aren't really interested in it enough.
And vice versa, I think you'd say also, or not vice versa, but same goes for people that say they want it and aren't willing to do the work to get there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I had a ton of girls sign up as a coach because they wanted to coach. And like I said, they never even, like when I was like, are you done with your training? Oh, I'm going to start working out first. And like those girls don't even check in my boot camp. So, I mean, just because you say you want it, until you kind of show something, I can't.
Right. Like guys, think about this. In my whole downline, there's well over 700 coaches. Granted, they're not all people who said they wanted to work the business, but a lot of them are, and there are 32 people on this call. So just, I want you to like take that into consideration to just perspective. Like a lot of people will say they want to, few people are willing to do the hard work to change their life. And it's the same thing with our clients and our boot camps. It's the same thing.
But it goes both ways too. So just because someone says they don't want to, do not put more time in the people that want to, that say they're going to, versus the ones that don't. Alyssa, she's on our call tonight. Like Alyssa, when she started, she has no intention of coaching. Like she busts her ass working full time with kids. So coaching was not something like she ever wanted to sign up for. And she's like freaking SC10 this week. I'm like, shit, my girl's doing better than me. I need to get on it. So you can't ever I never intended on coaching this.
Now, I was just going to say, you were the same way for me. Yeah. You just have to work with your working. That's a huge lesson that I am still learning. I just heard Robin Chelsea Pearson hammer this into my soul. I felt like they were just work with your working. Your people that are showing up, are putting in the work. They are sending you examples of their messages where they're getting stuck. They are solution oriented. Work with those people, not the people who are saying they want it but not doing the work to get there. What do I say? You can't count anybody out until they're out, but I don't count anybody in until they're in.
Yeah, absolutely.
And in showing me. Because you literally never know. If you would have asked me if I thought Danielle was going to coach, I would have said, hell no, I can barely get her to get a damn challenge pack. And if you would have asked me if she would have been a top coach of mine, like I probably would have laughed. But look at her, and you literally never know. That's why it's just easier if you can take emotion out of it. And that it helps because then you're not ever, I'm not going to lie. You guys just know that it's going to happen. People are going to say they want it and do nothing. Just know it's going to happen. I'm here to tell you 3 years later, almost 4, this still happens to me. People are all in. They're like, I crushed the training. I'm ready to do this. I know how. I get their coach cancellation form. I text them. They ignore me. That just happened to me again this weekend. Like still, they can't even tell me why they quit. They won't even talk to me. So I could either, all these things are going to happen. I'm going to send out links and people are going to ghost me and never sign up. If I go in knowing those things are going to happen, it hurts less. And then I can put all of my energy into you guys that show up for team calls. And, those of you that are like wanting to recruit more coaches, those of you that said you want to earn that $500 extra a month. Like it's more fun to spend my energy putting it into positive results versus wallowing in the bummer things that are going to happen, because it's a business. The bummer things are going to happen a lot, but I think everyone will agree, the good things outweigh the bad, like 100 to 1, if you focus your energy that way.
9 times out of 10, it's not you, it's them. They're not in a place, so you can't take it personally. It's hard. I take a lot of stuff personally, but it's most times it's not you, it's them.
Agree. That has to be where that like breakup line came from. But it's not you. It's not you. If I ever get somebody, if I ever get that as a message line, I think I will die. It's not you, Rachel.
It's not you, Rachel. It's me.
And I'll say, yes, it is. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay, Danielle, thank you so much for doing this hot seat call. Did you guys love this? Okay, everyone's like shaking their head. Yay, good. I'm so glad. And Kim, you are our winner for the PD book for tonight. Way to go. And I already sent everyone's like prizes out. Like, look at me go. So it's on the way. You guys will just be surprised because I don't remember what book I said. So I just picked out a couple of my favorites. So Danielle, thank you again so much for always, being there to like be honest, be real, and tell us being willing to share what's working for you and your business is super awesome and commendable. And I know everyone benefits from that. And you guys watch out, because you're going to just be seeing Danielle on leaderboards and rank advancing like crazy. So just get used to it. And anyone can choose to be where Danielle is, where I am. It's literally a choice. Every single bump you hit, reach out to somebody, reach out to me. I know you can reach out to Danielle and talk through what you feel like is holding you back so that we can push past it if you want to. If you want bigger things in your business, you can have any of those things. So love you guys. Thank you for being on the team call live. I appreciate it. And have a good rest of your night. I'm going to pop this off and I'll get back on for anyone that wants to work live, sort of. Bye.
Work.